Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for One Piece chapter 1110. I'm super excited to get into reading. Sorry this is super late. I've kind of been doing a lot. I bought a new PC like I've said to some of you, so I kind of wanted to take my setup back here that of course you can't see and kind of clean and reorganize things. Of course I keep my room clean, but I'd also been wanting to dust all my figures and rearrange my shelves and stuff a bit before I get the new computer here. That way everything's just ready, and when I get the new computer I'm also going to be getting a new camera, so I don't know exactly where I'm going to set it up, if I'm going to make things look a little bit different, but I kind of like the shelf setup I've got going on here. Actually, you can see all four of the One Piece figures there with Carrot and Wanda and Ulti and Perona. So that actually works pretty good now that I'm sitting down here and looking at it. But yeah, it's just been stuff like that. The usual working on stuff for YouTube, usual working on stuff outside of YouTube. So I'm a bit late, but typically these videos, when the scans come up, will be up early for patrons and channel members. So if you want them early, you can become a patron or channel member. But really, that's just a little something extra, so don't do it if you don't want to. They'll go up for everybody as soon as the official translation's up. I'm just running behind this time around, so I'm sorry about that. And I didn't want to wait a few more days until the new chapter comes out. If we aren't on break, that is. I didn't want to wait for the next one. I really wanted to do this one. So I added some new things, rearranged things for the options that I'm allowed to get with Bingo, and I haven't generated a card yet so that I can generate it here before getting into the reaction and see what I end up with. But if you want to play Bingo too for this chapter, as always, I'll try to remember to leave a link to generate your own card in the comments and in the description. And again, the cards are randomly generated, so because of that you may not get the same card that I end up with. So you might get a Bingo, but I might not. But we'll see how things go. I don't really think there's too much to say before getting into it. I mean, we're seeing the summoning of the other Gorosei, which I think is pretty exciting, but I worry that they're not going to do anything. I think the most logical thing here that I can think of is Vegapunk, the Stella body, may have been confirmed dead last chapter, and if so, sorry, that's Vegapunk down, the main body down. I think Kuma could warp everyone away and then die, because, I mean, the writing's kind of on the wall for that kind of, for Kuma dying, but him warping everyone away is one of the few ways I think all the Straw Hats and their allies can escape while still having the Gorosei look really, really cool. I think when we saw those ships destroyed a couple chapters back at the end of the chapter, it was because the giants were coming, but if not, there could always be somebody else coming. It didn't look like last time we saw Dragon he was actually on the way there, so I guess Dragon's not. I've been thinking he would come here, but I guess he ain't. So revolutionaries, maybe not. Some people were saying, oh, what if it's Smoker, because one of the flags was like a tattered marine flag, but we'll see what happens. Either way, let's generate our card and then start reading. Let me pull up the card here, so let's see what I end up with. Alright, card is generated, and I got Ancient Robot, which I put as an option, like, you know, the big robot that's underneath Egghead, if we see that. A Yonko, an Admiral, some of these might be easy, Vice Admiral, Pacifista, any Straw Hat member, Smoker, a Gorosei, Seraphim, we are apparently never seeing those again, Thousand Sunny, Bounty Reveal, Nika mentioned, Free Space which we can click, New Name Devil Fruit, Zoan Transformation, Food, Lar Kid, Named Attack, New Cover Story, Vegapunk, any island other than Egghead, Viva Wappler Morgans, Cross Guild, a Flashback, or Devil Fruit Awakening. Okay, so the top half of this is pretty promising mostly. The bottom half looks pretty rough. I did not get a very kind bottom half, but we'll see what we end up with this chapter. Either way, let's just get into reading. So we start off chapter 1110, Planetfall, which is a really interesting title. Oh yeah, I totally forgot we were in the new cover story. I hope I remembered to remove that from the options. If I didn't remember to remove that from the options and you get new cover story, just go ahead and click it again for a second week. I hope I remembered to remove that though. Oni Child Yamato in the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage Volume 2. I'm going to travel all over Wano just like Odin. So, I mentioned before, since we started out seeing the sunken Onigashima, who was this actually going to follow? Are we going to follow Yamato for this? Because I mentioned last time, I was like, since we're starting off with the sunken Onigashima, are we going to tie into Kaido and Big Mom? But this could be Yamato. This could tie into the other Wano characters who didn't have their stories wrapped up because Wano was trashed. I don't know. We'll see. I guess that does count because that's a that technically I count that as a panel. So if that's the case, then that counts for island other than Egghead. So that's good. Oh, I didn't remove new cover story. I got it on my card, so I'm going to click it. Sorry I forgot to remove that one. That one should have been gone. Oh well. There might have also been... Hold on a second. There might have also been some food up there. Let me scroll back up. Oh no. Never mind. I thought Yamato may have had some food. We have Black Lightning fills the sky. Oh, and we still have this. The mecha sea giraffe is hanging in there. Let me tell you. What in the world? It's being ridden. Oh, right. Of course, it's being ridden by the one Vice Admiral. It's just like when Saint Saturn arrived, and it's so cool how it's not just a Saturn thing, but they're all getting summoned via these summoning circles. I hope everyone's okay. And we have Atlas. So we actually got quite a few things here. We ended up with a Vice Admiral because we have the one that's riding on the giraffe thingy. And we also got Atlas. So do I? I don't have Vegapunk. Oh, no, I do. I do have Vegapunk. Alright, I think that's all I can count for now. Oh, and we have Frankie's being held. I didn't even notice Frankie and Bonnie being held. I'll mark them in a second. Let's continue reading for now. We have a Pacifista firing on the ships, actually, so we get Pacifista. If that's on my card, I don't know if it is. We're seeing Dory and Brogy, some of the others. Cut away to the holy land of Mariwa. Stella, what's that? Room of authority. This, why, it's the answer to everyone's dreams, Vega coffee. With just a drop of it, you can transform a mug of water into a warm, delicious brew. And we're still seeing the broadcast. So, how many minutes did that kill? It wasn't exactly a strict deadline, but we still have 7 minutes. So I wonder if... So Vegapunk dying here, it makes a lot of sense. One of One Piece's biggest themes is inherited will. For Vegapunk to die, the Straw Hats and Bonnie to inherit his will. If Kuma dies, Bonnie having his memories quite very literally inheriting the will of Kuma. And maybe if the broadcast fails here, that's going to be a big part of the Straw Hats' future, or maybe even Bonnie's future, of spreading the truth out to the world. And then let's start as scheduled, and we're seeing the others forming as these blobs behind Saturn. Even if they try to silence our broadcast, I just remembered, are we going to actually see their full transformed forms? Because we're seeing these shapes here, and I'm trying not to look to the left, so I might be spoiled once I look to the left. Even if they try to silence our broadcasts, that amount of extra time won't be long enough to stop us. I like the one, almost Kirin-shaped one. And the closest one to the camera in the shot is cool as well. Oh, we are getting St. J. Garcia Saturn, the Gyuki, St. Marcus Mars, the Itsumare. And they're all, it's interesting that they're all Japanese. St. Topman Warcury, because I was expecting them to be maybe more, because there's a lot of like biblical references in One Piece when it comes to like the main stuff. So I was thinking maybe references to that, or maybe just gods or devils from around the world, or potentially like connected, because they are like Mars and Saturn, ones that are typically traditionally connected to planets. And these actually, like the Gyuki, Itsumare, might be connected to planets in folklore, but I don't know enough about them. St. Topman Warcury, the Hoki. Man, the Itsumare. Marcus Mars looks really cool, actually. And then St. Ethan Baron Venus Joro, the Bakotsu. That looks cool. That looks so cool. Saint Shepherd Jupiter, the Sandworm. That is very cool. The Sandworm. And again, it's weird, the Sandworm being the one that isn't Japanese here. Huh. Supreme Overseers of the World Government, the 5 Elder Planets. Let's take this in. The Sandworm looks nuts. I love the skeletal horse here, the Bakotsu. And then the bird as well. These are really cool designs. I mean, the last time we got cool designs, it was the Tobi Roppo, and they got mostly wasted, so yikes. But these look awesome. Oh, and I didn't even catch these panels down here of Sanji running with Vegapunk. I gotta let Nami-san and the others know. And then there's 5 of you monsters, Luffy reacting. I thought that was part of the next page. Yeah, I skipped over it because I thought it was part of the next page at first. Sorry, I'm just taking in all of these last 2 pages. These look really good. This is like one of my favorite 2-page... I think just the 2-page spread of the Gorosei here with Luffy in front of them is maybe one of my favorites. And they're all mythical Zoans. They all have the rings, so they're all probably awakened. Man, this is so awesome. I'm sorry that I'm spending so much time on one thing. It's just really, really, really cool. So going through this, we have a Yonko, which is Luffy, to knock some of these out. We did get a Pacifista. I might be killing it this week. I don't remember. I don't think we saw Kizaru, so no Admiral yet. We do have Straw Hat members. Smoker might screw me over. We got Gorosei. No Seraphim. I don't think we've seen the Thousand Sunny. Nika hasn't been mentioned quite yet. No bounty reveal. No. Well, this is something I'm going to have to ask you in the comments. We got the names of what they transform into, but they didn't say whatever no mi devil fruit. So for all we know, they could just be like actual straight up monsters since they were summoned like that. I can say Zoan transformation probably, but new name devil fruit, we didn't really necessarily get the name of the fruit. So I don't think that I can say that yet. I don't think I can say named attack yet. I don't remember. No flashback. Devil Fruit Awakening, I think I can say we need some food. There's probably going to be food somewhere. There always is, right? I love these designs. Sorry, I'm just still so taken aback by how cool they are. Oh? And the horse rushes into the forest. Sorry, I'm going to need to try to remember which one is which. So the worm is Jupiter. The horse is Venus Juro. Okay. And then Workury is the warthog-looking thing. And then Itsumade, which is a huge bird. I actually thought it was going to be like fox-shaped or something. The huge bird is Mars. Got it. So this is Venus Juro then. Man, these designs are cool. And he gets fired upon by the Pacifista, but transforms back towards his human shape. Yo, that's so cool! Skeletal centaur version. And it just makes me think as well, did we introduce these guys and their devil fruits too early? Because now I'm just like, I don't care about the Blackbeard pirates. I'm not worried about the Blackbeard pirates. Like, these guys are so much cooler. What? Something stopped. The Pacifista? And he's just charging through, slicing through all of the Pacifista. Did you see that? A large horse was spotted galloping down the coastline. A large horse. The Pacifista on this end have all stopped. Same here. Are those slash marks? Negative, they've been partially frozen. Nami-san, Robin-chan, anyone come in. It's hard to explain what's going on down here, but we can't waste any more time. Let's get out of here. Huh? Sanji-kun, what's going on? Attention all troops. This announcement is regarding the fallen Pacifista. The freezing of their neural circuitries rendered them temporarily paralyzed. So he's doing something similar to what Brook does. Someone on our side did that? That solves the friendly fire problem. This is our chance. Eliminate Bonnie. She was heading to the northeast shore with the Straw Hat crew. Half the Pacifista have already been neutralized. Whoever did it must be an ally. This is so crazy. These designs look so good that it almost looks, not to diss One Piece, it almost looks like they're not from One Piece. They are so good. Just focus on escaping. A literal monster is flying up there. You have to run now. Yeah, he's just flying up to the lava stratum. And we can see the path of destruction just being carved out by Venus Juro down below. And is it just going to charge through the defenses? More shots of Venus Juro. This is nuts. More of the like weird wavy leg tentacle attacks going to Luffy. We have the attention of the sandworm who burrows down. It's digging like a worm. Sanji, Usopp here. We'll be sure to run, but Zoro and Jinbei aren't back yet. We've met up with Brook and Lilith, and the ship's good to go. We got the Thousand Sunny. Lilith kicking Brook. See, I told you it'd work out. Thanks to Usopp, not you. Sounds like the situation is dire. If he's still fighting, I'll drag him back by force. And if we took time to actually develop some of the characters like Lilith more, it would actually be very cool for Lilith to see what happened to the main body of Vegapunk and carry on Vegapunk's will by going with the Straw Hats. But we both, like, Oda screwed the story over a bit by not developing characters more, but also I feel like Oda screwed the series over a bit by not just basically adding a Straw Hat per island like he did in the pre-time skip. I think we probably should have done that post-time skip, and I know people will argue, it's too crowded already, but it's like, what does that matter? Usopp already doesn't do anything. So many of the characters already don't do anything. It's not like adding more characters would make them do less. You can't do less than nothing. So I feel like adding more characters per island would have just helped flesh things out even more and made the post-time skip seem more serious. Whereas now you can look back on a lot of the post-time skip arcs and just kind of be like, about them. So I don't know. I really feel like and then now because we haven't been adding more Straw Hats, it makes adding a new Straw Hat seem like this massive hurdle, this difficult thing. And because it's been such a massive hurdle and difficult thing, people are going to be like, oh, well, this person didn't deserve it when Carrot or Yamato or Kiros or Rebecca or whoever they wanted deserved it. And I don't know. It kind of bums me out. I think we just should have been adding people. Because screw it. Again, I don't think it messes up the crew dynamic to add more people, and I think, if anything, it makes it so that there are certain characters we end up taking less seriously, but it is what it is. Sounds like the situation's dire. If he's still fighting, I'll drag him back by force from Jinbei. And again, Jinbei still feels like this weird outlier, because we added Jinbei but nobody else. So Jinbei just really, as much as I like him as a character, doesn't feel like he fits in as much as the rest of the Straw Hats. And even then, it's like, if we added him, why are we not adding other people? Because it's not like we added him at Fishman Island and kept him around, so I don't know. I just feel like the way that Oda's handled almost everything post-time skip has been pretty sloppy. But it is what it is. And we end up with Zoro and Lucci. Isn't it tempting to go find the source of all this strong haki? It's cropping up everywhere. Sorry, Jinbei, it's all up to you. There they are, they're still at it. Damn Mosshead, he's putting everyone in danger. What a burden. And he gets pissed. Spotted leopard. Hahava hunt. And he hits an attack. Named attack! And we have damage done to Lucci. What? And the sandworm comes up below Luffy. Yeah. He gets grabbed. Oh no, is this guy Pia all over again? Did you see him? What a nostalgic face. A dark belly is no place for someone like that. Let's go. Oh? Child of the Sawing Sun. And they cleave the head straight off of... I mean, if he's a worm, he probably just regenerates. But they cleave the head straight off of... The worm was Jupiter. They cleave the head straight off of Jupiter and free Luffy. Close one. Hang on, the old-timer giants are here too? Gah-bah-bah-bah, it's been too long, Straw Hat. We had to come see you. The waiting around was getting unbearable. Gya. Cover and color spread next issue. Man, the Gorosei are really cool. It'd be cool to get a Gorosei themed color spread. And I'm kind of interested now, since we did see Yamato and Momonosuke for the cover story, I'm interested if that will cover some cool stuff, because the cover stories have typically been covering some pretty cool stuff lately, like the Blackbeard pirates going to kidnap Pudding and everything is kind of a big plot point, I feel like, but maybe it's not. Again, I have no idea what Oda's doing, honestly. Pretty great though, pretty great. Sorry, I'm just glancing at the translator's notes. Oh, they have the translator's notes about the Gyuki. I already knew what that was. The Itsumare is a bird yokai. So it's interesting that they're all, well, at least those two are yokai. The Hoki is a monstrous boar from Chinese folklore. And then Bakotsu is a skeletal yokai, so again, another yokai. And then the sandworm appears in numerous modern things. It is interesting that one departs so much from the other four. I mean, one, of course, is Chinese folklore, but it's still at least in the same general area. I mean, there are like sandworm legends in China as well, I think. But I don't know, that one seems so far departed from the others. But then again, Jupiter has the cool thing going on with tens in characters' names, where his name is Shepherd Cross Peter, but the cross is the same shape as the kanji Ju or 10. So it's Shepherd Jew Peter, even though the Jew is presented as a cross, so he's Shepherd Cross Peter, which again, like heavy Christian themes to that. And then Diaz Drake has, his name is stylized as Roman numeral 10, the X, Drake, but it's pronounced Diaz Drake, again, Diaz 10. So, again, very cool. I think that the 10 in the name stuff is interesting. But either way, I guess that's it. Let me check through anything. We didn't see an Admiral, really. No, I don't think I can count New Name Devil Fruit. I don't think I can count Nika mentioned either. We did get a named attack. We did get the Thousand Sunny. Am I really getting screwed over like this? I don't believe we saw a flashback. So, hold on. I'm gonna straight up, before I end the video, I'm looking for some food. Luffy technically tried to eat him, but I don't think that counts as food. Anything can be stretched as food if you're willing to try hard enough. You could say the bamboo sprouts in the background there. You could say Chopper's the emergency food stash. The fruits growing on this tree you could technically call food. But I don't think I actually got it. Yeah, I'm scrolling back up through. I don't think we actually saw like a real legit, like, in the process of being edible food. Man, so close. Or actually, never mind. I was looking at the Gorosei Room of Authority and thinking, oh, maybe they had some food in there. Hold up. Any of the giants carrying any food around? No, they're not. Damn, they couldn't have been carrying around just a slab of meat or something. Nothing. Man, I got screwed over. Not even, Yamato couldn't have been holding a dango while talking to Momonosuke or anything. Nothing. That one hurts, One Piece. Well, very often is this the case. I feel like I got pretty close to bingo, but was screwed by no food or smoker. I don't think there's any other places that are that close. But either way, going to end this here, that was a fun read. That was a fun chapter. And the art was gorgeous. For it to not be a chapter coming off a break week, at least I don't think this wasn't coming off a break week, right? Because usually the art's pretty good for those. The art was nuts. Again, it almost looked too good to be One Piece. Like, it looked really good. But I'm going to end it here. Love the Gorosei designs. Hopefully they don't just get immediately embarrassed and invalidated, because it feels like post-time skip has been a cavalcade of doing that to the world government and Marines. Like, there have been characters that are to be taken seriously But the world government and Marines have just been getting embarrassed a lot. So hopefully they looked really cool here. Hopefully I don't have to eat my words and they just get completely embarrassed next week. But yeah, either way, I don't know if Vegapunk's fully 100%. Is the Willowpea gonna pull through? Because Sanji's still carrying him. The Willowpea can still pull through. Yes, he still has time. But he may be dead. Kuma might be gone. Kuma might be gone too. Again, and we had the whole thing where we had the Seraphim Kuma, and were we going to do something with that in the story? But the Seraphim got completely off-screened and made into basically a null point as part of the series. They're supposed to be the new, biggest, most powerful force on the sea, and we spend so much time building them up. And then Oda does the Oda thing, where we see the build-up, and then off-screen the climax, off-screen the actual main action, which sucks. That's a real big problem that Oda's been having. And it's like, I would be more okay if you off-screened the build-up and gave us the main action than spending chapters and chapters letting us read build-up and then skipping the main action. That's awful. But either way, gonna end this here. Thank you for watching. Like if you like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reactions. Subscribe for more One Piece, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask and I'll give you a link. We can talk there on Discord, talk here in the comments, talk on Twitter. I love talking about One Piece and everything else with all of you. And beyond that, if you want to help support the channel, if you want to help me to continue to make videos, you can drop a super thanks down below, or you could support the channel via Patreon or via channel membership. And like I said, members and patrons typically get these videos early. I put the videos out for them when the scans come out because I prefer the translation with the scans. I think it's a more solid translation. And then when the official comes out, I don't want to spoil anybody reading the official, so I wait until the official comes out to post the video for everybody. But yeah, if you want to support, then it would be very much appreciated. Hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Like I said, I'll try to remember to leave the links down in the comments and description so that you can make your own bingo card. You can play along with this chapter. And well, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to people who are patrons and members. You also, in addition to One Piece Early, get a shout out at the end of every video. So thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Ollie. Thank you so much to Magical Girls Evernono, Smeller Dog and Abyss Knight. Thank you to Cherryton student David Langstaff, to Slayer candidates SG and Stan Cedar, and thank you to Pure Element Pate Ardialo. Thank you all so much for all of your support. Patrons and members really, honestly, keep the channel running. Like, I'm being dead serious when I say that. Patrons and members are like really just the entire backbone of continuing to make videos. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.